Hi friends, welcome back to my channel Being a Programmer. Today we have to see how to write a test case in Excel. We already created the video on this topic, but our subscriber demand to create the video in English. Sorry. The video is here. So without any further ado, let's get started. So first, here some information we have to fill up this. First, project name. The project name which is you tested or the project which under testing, mention the name of project. Here we test Flipkart system, so we provide the project name Flipkart system. Then the specific module name which is under testing, we have to provide the name of that particular module. Here the module is user module. We have to check the login page for user module, so we test user module, not a admin module. That's why we provide the module name here which is under testing. Then created by, here the third section is created by. We have to provide the tester who write the test case. He The tester who write the test case, we have to provide the name of that particular tester XYZ. Then creation date, our test case is written on particular date, we have to provide that test date. Then executed by, our test case is written by particular tester, but it's not compulsory to execute the test case by this particular tester. Maybe this test case is executed by some other person. We have to mention the executed by particular person. We have to provide the name here, executed by section. Then execution date is here, we have to mention the date of test case execution. This is the preliminary information, we have to fill up it. Then actual test case is here, we have to fill up these particular columns, or we have to write some sufficient test cases. Suppose first, here is test case id. Test case id is what? It is a identifier, or it is a specific name which is uniquely identify our test case. So we have to provide a unique name here to our test case, um, which is compulsory or helpful for particular person, tester, manager or developer to identify our test case uniquely. So we provide the name here. Our first test case for Flipkart system, so we provide the name here FC1. Then second column is test case description. Here we have to describe in short our purpose of test case. What is the purpose of test case? Describe in short, as possible as short. So we have specify here verify the login page. This is the our test case, first test case for our Flipkart login system, which is tested the login page of user module. We have to verify the login page, that's why we provide the description here, verify the login page. Then here is test steps, which preliminary steps we are run or execute before execution of our system or test case. We provide that test steps. First step is enter valid username. Then we have to enter valid mobile number. Then on our mobile number we get OTP. We have to provide that particular OTP, and then we successfully log into our Flipkart login page. These preliminary steps we have to provide, or we have to perform before executing the test case. These test steps are here. First, compulsory, you have to provide username. Then the page asks you to enter valid mobile number. If you enter the valid mobile number, then you get a valid OTP on your mobile. Then you enter that particular OTP and press login button. Then you successfully log into your Flipkart system. These pre-steps are here in test step. After that, preconditions. We already seen uh, before execution of test case we provide some entry criteria, and after execution of test case we perform some exit criteria. Then in this section, in this particular precondition section, we provide our entry steps or entry criteria. Entry criteria is what? Entry criteria is the pre-steps which are performed before executing the test case. Before executing test case, which pre-steps or preconditions are applied, we mention that here. So first of all, we have to enter the valid URL to reach the login page of Flipkart login system. First we enter URL. After that, the login page is open in front of us. After that, we have to provide some specific data input. We If we provide valid data input, then we log in successfully, or then execute our test case. You enter valid input or invalid input, which is not compulsory or which is not mandatory, because first, here preconditions are the pre-steps we perform before the execution of test case. So this is the entry criteria. So first step is entering valid URL, because if we enter valid URL, then we reach to our login page. After that, we provide some data input, and then after providing data input, we actually start the execution of test case. So preconditions are the preliminary steps before starting our execution of test case. Then here is test data. In this test data section, we provide the input which we provide to our login page, or before execution of test case, we provide specific data input, and that particular data input we have to provide in this section. So first, we enter the valid username, means valid email ID, then valid mobile number, and then valid OTP. After providing these three data inputs, we log in successfully, or we log in successfully to our login page of Flipkart system. So expected result column is next. In this part, we specify after execution of test case what should be the result, or what will be the expected result. We have to mention that particular result which is expected. So first, we mention expected result. If we provide valid data input, then user should be login, or user should be able to see home page. If we provide valid data input, we see home page, or if we provide invalid data input, then the expected result will be changed. But here we consider the test case for valid data input. That's why the expected result is to reach to home page. User is reached to home page, or user should be able to see home page. Then next section is here. We have to mention, or we have to verify our actual result. So what is actual result? Actually, actual result is exit criteria. Some moments first, we see before execution of test case, we provide entry criteria, or after execution of test case, we provide exit criteria. Then entry criteria is what? Entry criteria is some data input, and exit criteria is what? The exit criteria is our actual result. Then actual result may be as expected or some other. If actual result is as expected, means for this particular test case we provide all valid data input, then we have to reach, or our user should be reached to home page. If actual result is same, then we mention here as expected, or actual result is some other, then we specify that particular result is here. After that, status section is here. In this status, we have to mention pass or fail. Means what? In this section, we have to describe our testing, what is the result of our testing, which is this particular module is passed in this testing or not. So what is pass status, or what is fail status? So generally we compare our expected result and actual result. If expected result is exactly same to actual result, then our status is pass, or our system is pass in this testing. And if your actual result and expected result are not same, then your system is fail in this particular testing. Here our expected result and actual result are same. That's why we mention here status is pass or our system is pass in this particular testing. And in comment section you add some remarks, some notes, some suggestions. Here I have no comments, that's why I mentioned no comments. This is our first test case, but only one test case is not sufficient to justify a particular system to complete the testing of that particular system. We have to write 3 to 4 test cases or maybe more than that test cases. So here we write 4 test cases for this particular verification of login page. So first test case we see here, then we write the second test case. So see that particular test case. Here is our test case ID. Here our test case ID is Flipkart systems test case second. So we mention here FC second. Then test case description is here, verify the login page, same as to above. Then here test step. First we enter, in first test case we enter all valid our data input. Here we provide one valid, one invalid data input. Then another we provide first invalid, second valid data input, and in last we provide both are invalid data inputs. Here we mention valid username, invalid mobile number. So see what's happened. In preconditions are always same in all the steps, because preconditions are similar to execution, to start the execution of our test case. First enter the URL, then second data input, after that test data. In this part we mention actual data input we are provided. Here is the valid username and invalid mobile number. If we provide invalid mobile number, then there is no OTP to reach our mobile, because mobile number is invalid. So in expected result we expect to show the message an error because our mobile number is invalid. After that actual result, if our after execution of our test case the message will be show can't generate OTP because invalid mobile number as expected, then we mention the particular result here as expected. After that the status is pass, and in comment section no comment. Then our test case third is here FC3. Test case description is same, verify the login page. After that test steps, in that we in this test case we provide invalid username, second valid mobile number. So first we see in preconditions are similar to all test cases. First we enter the URL, and second we provide the data input for starting the execution of our test case. After that we provide invalid email, invalid username, and valid mobile number. So after that we expected result is, if username is invalid then show the message invalid username. If this particular message is shown after execution of test case, then actual result is as expected. And our actual result and expected result are same, that's why we mention the status is pass, and here in comment section there is no comments. And our last test case to final prediction of our output or final prediction of testing. Here is last test case FC4 is the test case ID. In test case description, verify the login page. Test steps, here we provide invalid username, invalid mobile number. And after that there is preconditions are same. First we enter valid URL, and we provide data inputs which are invalid username and invalid mobile number. Here test data is here. In this we mention the data input we provided to test case, invalid username and invalid mobile number. And the expected result is to show the message username and mobile number are invalid. If our expected result is show the message username and mobile number is invalid, and if at the time of actual result there is no message showing of that type, so we mention the particular actual result don't show message. And if our expected result and actual result are not same, then the status is fail, and we mention the comment is here don't show expected message. This is the test case, how to write test case in Excel. I hope you understand this video. If this video is helpful for you, please do like to this video, and please do subscribe to my channel if you like this video. Thank you.